Okay guys, got a simple project today. Anyone that's ever sharpened lawnmower blades knows what that is. It's a balancer. You just put your blade on the top cone and make sure your blade balances so you don't have any vibration when you mount it on the mower. Well, when I was a youngster, this was made out of aluminum or die cast, and I actually had one many years ago made out of steel, and it got lost. Don't know where, but it got lost. So my son came over and handed me this thing. He says, "Dad, this is plastic." He says, it won't last me 2 seasons with all the blades I sharpened. He says, those ridges are going to just wear right off. That point's going to fail. He says, "Can you make me one?" I says, "Probably. I'll see if I can cast it up for you, and if it works, I might make you a couple." So what we're going to do is we're going to put those in like this, kitty corner, and then we'll put the spew over here, and we'll put the riser over here. So it'll be like in the 4 corners. When I get it down, I will take a rod and come from the points all the way through for vents, for gas escaping and so forth. So that's the plan anyway. Now let's see if we can do it. So take those out for now, and we're going to put that just like that. Okay, I could even put it closer together, but that's good enough. Now there's my sieve. And there's my scooper upper. I want to get this really covered because of the high points. So I'm going to have to really put a lot of sand in there first. Almost got the one. Now we got to get over on the other one. The one problem I'm wondering about is the cone, the balancer, because it's got a hollow inside. I'm hoping the sand won't lock into it. I sanded it out and took out any big ridges I could find, so it's pretty much cleaned out on the inside. It's just the question is, will it release? And of course we're going to talcum powder it. Okay, now we got both parts covered, and I'll sprinkle this stuff down in the corners. It's starting to firm up rather nicely. One of these days I'm gonna either make a pattern or see if I can find somebody who's got a big, you know, those aluminum big scoops with a high side, long snout and a handle. I'm going to see if I can find somebody who's got one that will loan it to me long enough to make a pattern and make a couple of molds and pour my own. I don't remember where I was checking on it, but they want an arm and a leg for that sucker. Simply because it's I'm trying to think of the industry that uses it. Bakeries, that's it. Bakeries use it for scooping out their flour and their sand, or sand. Yeah, sand. Their sugar and stuff like that. So, because it's an industrial or a business oriented, the price is higher. And I mean higher. They weren't bashful. So if I could find somebody that'll loan me one to cast a couple of molds, looks like I'm going to need another screw. I think that might be good enough. That should do. Okay. Now let's roll it over and see what we got. Okay. Alley-oop. Okay. Yeah. That looks like it might work. That looks like it just might work. Okay. Oh. Now, this is the base. This is the point that it rocks on. And there was a recess in here and a hole, a funnel, taper, cone through the center, so they didn't use so much plastic. And so I wanted a heavier base, so I filled it in with sand and packed it down really good and hard and then cut it off. Okay, so now we're looking pretty good. I'm going to get a nice layer of talcum down in that cone. Shoot. Oh! Oh, that floor gets further away from my hand every time. Oh, right. Now, of course I don't see my soft brush. I got a 1.5 to 2 inch wide soft brush. And of course I can't see it. Typical. The fun part's going to be trying to coax these things out, because there's no way attaching to them. So I'm just hoping when I cut the runners that it'll give me enough to get underneath there and get them to come out. Okay, now I want okay, right, that'll work. Okay, that's good. Now, don't have to do too much covering on this. It's mostly flat except for the cone. A little bit more. getting the cone filled up. Okay. Oh, it's that hard on my shoulders. Oh. Okay guys, this is on to a different camera. The other camera died. I think the cards filled up. So now we're on a different camera. And of course that one has different frame size. So I'm gonna have to edit that. To match them up so they look halfway decent. Okay, a little bit more. There we go. I'm going to need more. It's settling right down under the edge. I'm going to need some more. Oh, what do you think? What do you think? What do you think? I think we should start striking it off and see where we got some mold spots. let's see what we got and hope that it's not a disaster. Oh, and we have a cone. All right, let me get this out of the way. I gotta dump the okay, I'll clean that out next. Now we have a cone, and here's the base. So come on. All right, now get my handy dandy little tool here. And get this one cleaned out too. Now, I'm going to cut this one like that. Get that out of the way so I can turn this a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Alright, that one looks pretty good. Now we gotta come nice and gentle. Okay. That looks pretty good. And a little bit in the bottom there. Smooth it out. Okay, now I want to have a riser . can never have enough reservoir, as far as I'm concerned. If the casting needs it, it has it. If it don't need it, no big deal. Throw it in a pot and melt it down the next time. But I'd rather have too much than run short. Nothing more aggravating than having a short casting. Because everything is wasted, then you're back to square one. So, okay, now we've got our riser, we got our runners. Now comes the challenge. The real challenge. We have to get those puppies out of there. So, alright, let's try this. I saw it move. I saw it move. Ah. That is not that bad. It got a little damaged, but not so bad that it's not salvageable. That just might work. Now, can the cone come out? Got it. Got it. I got a couple of flaws down in there. Nothing that can't be fixed. And I'm going to have to do a little dressing up on the lathe with that, but it should work. It should work. We'll find out. And if it don't, you know what's going to happen. I got to make another one. And maybe the second one will be even better. Now comes the fun part of getting that in without breaking. Oh, and then I forgot to carve out my pocket. Well, let's just hope I can hit the hole. I don't want to take it apart. I don't want to take it apart. Where's a can? I need a can. That'll suffice. This is overkill, but it'll just be something big to hit, for a big target to hit. Get it down in the sand so it stays there. Okay. Alright, now I got something bigger to hit, and it'll flow down in there. Okay. Now I'll pause a bit on the camera, the video, and put this down on the floor and start melting my aluminum, and then come back on when I'm ready to pour. Okay guys, let's see what we got. Oh! I see a couple of pointy things here. Break some of that sand loose. There she's coming. She's coming out. That puppy is really warm. Well, that's sweet. Tapping it, broke that sucker right off. It's that crystallized. Why? Why is that thing so brittle? Let's see what the other one does. It's thin. Yep, broke right off. Damn it! Well, I'm going to have to do it again. But I don't understand. I skimmed that sucker until it was shiny on the top, and I degassed it, and it broke. The cone came out perfect on the inside. Look at that. Ha! Alright, the point on this isn't as sharp as it should be. So the point didn't work out that good. It's close, but not really great. But there it is, wiggling away like crazy. So I gotta figure out why that aluminum is so brittle, and what I gotta add to it to purify it. Now I melted that, I degassed it, and I had it shiny, and it poured real smooth, but for some reason it crystallized, and I gotta figure out why. From looking at the camera from the back here, I don't think you saw much of the casting, so I'm going to get the camera out of the stand. Alright, sorry about that, guys. Alright, so yeah, so there's the whole unit. Come on. There's the point, and like I said, the point didn't point. It's a little dull, but that could be filed. And then the cone came out real nice. It's just that this thing is crystallized. She rocks right on there, and that could work just the way it is. It's rocking nicely. And the riser, the spew filled in perfectly, and the riser filled in. But the thing is, it's brittle, and it shouldn't be. So I don't know what the reason is yet, but I'll do some research and see if I can figure it out. Anybody got any ideas? Please put it in the comments. Let me know what you think I should add to the aluminum to purify it, or what other technique I could use. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye-bye.